About maintaining the intensity now, is it hard to maintain it after 3 weeks of being up, taking on top 8 sides?
Oh, look, energy levels always come in and out of footy teams over 22 weeks. We all know it. We're all up at stages and lower at times. I think our energy's been good against quality opposition. Haven't got over the line, but not long enough within games, obviously, to have that sort of dip which the good teams have been exposing. You don't need to be off your game for long for the better teams in the competition to take advantage of that, and that's what's happened the last month. I'm hopeful our energy stays up and we can last a bit longer. I think if we do that and be a bit more consistent with our game styling, we'll score more freely and give ourselves a good chance to win. That's the cycle. That's what you hope to do, and that's what we'll be training to do.
Leppy, you've got a really poor record in last quarters. Is it too simplistic to say that's just fitness, or have you been able to identify it?
Well, it's usually fitness or leadership, and it could be a bit of both. I mean, if fitness being at times, it's because Harris Andrews hasn't only had one pre-season, not 4 or 5. So when you say fitness, it doesn't mean someone just can't run. They may not be ready for the rigours of 4 quarters of AFL footy. The other part is leadership. Yeah, if you have young men that they can't organise themselves quickly for a long period of time, get disorganised around stoppages and things like that. Yeah, that's a sign of leadership, which again could be an age issue, or it could be a bunch of older players that aren't delivering on those leadership issues. So, but look, I would have thought most of our stuff is coming from the youth perspective. The drop off of mistakes, young legs, getting tired, making errors, not concentrating at key moments in the game. So with every week that we hope it gets better, and he has been getting better. So
how did Pearce and Rocky and all those blokes pull up after their first games back?
Yeah, good. Obviously they'll be better for the run, and we'll get better with every week. So we expect them to be, as I said, running out the game. Pearce's last quarter as well, he, talk about young legs, he sort of struggled in that last quarter as well. So just running out the game.
You touched on it before, but is this the winnable one of this run?
Oh, well, just ladder positioning, of course. I mean, the 3 previous teams are in the top 8. Melbourne are outside it, a bit like us. So, just on those factors alone, it makes it a bit more winnable. But it should be an exciting game. I mean, they were really good last week. They were just inaccurate, which often, they lost the game. But, you got to be very careful. They still kicked 7-17 and had more scoring shots than the opposition and lost the game. So that can happen. It's unfortunate, and games are decided by things like that. As silly as it sounds, just accuracy at goal. But it's an exciting day. We'll be wearing our commemorative jersey. Did you know that, Greg?
I did know that. It's
the Fitzroy jersey.
So the 40th anniversary of changing to red for colour TV.
Well done. You've done your history. So hopefully we can see a lot of our ex-Fitzroy supporters, and also our old Bear supporters come down too and have a look at that as well. There you go, Katie. It's in.
Get Steph Martin back this week.
Yeah, we'll have to work his way through the 2s possibly. No, he won't. He can come straight back in, Steph. He's welcome straight back. So.
We know what Steph can do as a ruck, and we know what Louis can do. You've had a couple of weeks to think about it. Have you thought of how you can use him best to get on?
We've got 2 or 3 ways we're going to approach it this week. I won't give Melbourne all the answers straight away, but I'm sure if they watch our tapes, they'll work out some of the things we've done with them. But obviously they're both terrific ruckmen and terrific midfielders, and they can both pinch it forward, but haven't been proven to be great long-term forwards. So that's all our planning will come off those things, Michael.
The performance against Adelaide,
I thought that was encouraging. I think together they were able to tandem well in the ruck, so give them more equal minutes in there, so that was good.
If you start putting in some strong performances now, can that lead on to next year? Like we took performance on the weekend. Can that sort of start to? There is always next year.
You always want to go into the pre-season confident you can play and compete at the highest level. Been obviously a frustrating year for us as far as just getting our best team out in the park to do that. And it's sort of starting to take shape now. Funny enough, in the back half of the year, when it's almost any aspirations we've got of competing at the end of the year have lost. So that's, I guess, the disappointment. But I'd like to think now that we're getting our better team back together, as long as we stay injury-free. It's always the asterisk beside everything a coach says, particularly if you don't have huge depth on your list. We'll be competitive for the back part of the year.
Daniel Merritt said earlier in the week he'd like to see another proven forward come to the club? Is that?
Yeah, look, we've got some terrific young key forwards on our list, but it takes 4 or 5 years. And it remiss of me not to mention that enough, that we do have the young key forwards on our list. It's just the ones that can help them develop right now. I mean, you saw Daniel Merritt's influence on the weekend enable Justin Clark just to do his job, and Harris Andrews just to do their job, and enable him to sort of be the director back there with high experience. And yeah, when you've got the 50 gamer trying to be the leader, it makes it very difficult for your team, and you can leak easy goals. So just that one steady hand can often help the rest around.